Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Planning and Environment Committee today, Monday, the 29th of June. Welcome to anyone joining us on YouTube. My name is Councillor Sue Camp. Public questions? Apologies for absence.
Councillor Wiley, Councillor Daniel, Councillor Whiteman, Councillor Willis, Councillor Birdsdale and Councillor Lane.
Thank you. Requests for dispensations? Declarations of interest? None? None so far. Minutes. To receive and agree the minutes from the Planning and Environment Committee held on the 15th of June, that's pages 5 to 12. Any comments or debate on any of those? Yes.
There's a minor typo on the non-cabinet consultation of the deadline. It's June.
Okay, so we'll note that. Apart from that one, any other comments? Can we vote to agree them with that slight amendment? Thank you. Moving on to item 5, Sevenoaks District Council Local Plan Regulation 19 consultation dates. Receive notice that Sevenoaks District Council Regulation 19 public consultation on its emerging local plan will take place between 23rd of July and 17th of September 2026. That's pending the committee and cabinet approval. To note that the committee papers for the District Council Development and Infrastructure Advisory Committee, which will consider the updated local plan on the 30th of June this year, are available via the below link. These include a summary of the Regulation 18 consultation responses and how the plan has been updated to reflect these, as well as a summary of the allocation sites which have been removed, added or retained in the local plan, and the link is shown there. So we note all those. Thank you.
Chair.
Yes.
Sorry, can I just say on that, we'll need to put together our response to it. I know there's an awful lot of documents on there that we'll all need to get our heads around. We had a working group established previously to construct our response to the Reg 18. We will need to start working on that, not least because it's over the summer when people will be away. So we'll need to think well in advance about getting all the papers together, making sure that we've got to speed, knowing our ownership, and start to work together through our responses.
Do you want to nominate a working group now, or should we do it next time?
I'd be happy to suggest a continuation of the previous working group, but there may be people who are keen to be involved who weren't there the first time round. So I'm open to suggestions. What was our working group?
What's your? I think I was on it last time.
It was Maryland, it was Claire, it was myself, and it was supported to Georgie.
Yeah. I think there was one other. So I think I can't remember who it was.
Councillor Birdsdale was on it. She came to one of the early ones. I guess she came from the record.
I'm thinking I'd like to step up and be involved in that because it's really.
Okay, let's do that then.
Yeah.
So that working group.
And then you show your scales.
It's working group. Other people can join.
Yeah.
Join. So we'll kick off with that then. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much.
So I suggest as soon as Georgie is ready, we should be. Because there's a lot to do.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
There will be something but huge news.
Okay, we'll do that. Moving on, item 6, Sevenoaks District Council Community Infrastructure Levy. This is pages 13 to 16, which will see a report detailing SPC's proposal to amend its community infrastructure levy, that's SIL, the charging schedule and the potential impact of this to town and parish councils. We're going to take them separately, George. We'll do them together to discuss and consider the below recommendation that's provided at the end of the report for the Planning and Environment Committee to write to Sevenoaks District Council's planning policy team, as well as the elected members of the District Councils, Diet and Cabinet, requesting that the town and parish councils be added to the list of infrastructure providers consulted on the IDP, as well as during and leading up to the Section 106.
This is mainly proposed as some mitigation for if the district council end up adopting a new civil charging schedule, to try and get town and parish councils the opportunity to guide the sort of infrastructure improvements that are delivered via benefits, because they won't have as much say. Yeah, they won't have as much say because they won't be getting as much sale.
Okay, so to write to them on that first section then. So I propose that we do write to them exactly as you've said, Any, yes?
So in legislation, is there any requirements for us to be consulted? Any
No.
in policy guidance, is there any expectation, or is it entirely at the whim of the district council?
Not all of them do it. That's crazy, but just to say, there is a requirement if you have an NDP to get a percentage of seal. If they don't charge you, you get a percentage of nothing.
That I understand, but in terms of allocation of funding, there's no requirement to consult local bodies or district council.
Local infrastructure providers are consulted, and at the end of the district council's infrastructure delivery plan, they have a list of these local infrastructure providers, which people like Thames Water and Kent County Department of Education. So those are the ones that are asked for what they need and what needs to be included in it, and then I think are also given a copy of the draft. But interestingly, in this iteration, in terms of the schedule, which sets out all of these various projects, it's the first time that I've seen town and parish councils listed as one of these infrastructure providers. So the town, the town council's been identified as the lead provider of a cultural, it's not quite, cultural hub. And then other town and parish councils have also been identified as joint lead with the district council in providing either improvements to various green and blue open spaces. So in theory, as a listed provider, infrastructure provider within the programme, it kind of makes sense perhaps to add us to the list of consultees.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And imagine that those councillors who maybe have big double hats on parish or town councils would be involved.
I think so. And the threshold for the changes is quite interesting because it's set very, very low.
Yeah.
So it's set at 10 homes, right? Is that right? It's 10 homes, so it's the threshold for 106 rather than if the sill's not below 10. Yes, sorry. 10 or below, the sill would still flow.
Remove 10 to 10 or more from the building. So we have to section 106 for every development of 10 or more.
Yes.
They're gonna sink. Oh wow. They're just drown.
They will. Okay, so on that first section, item 1.
Are we voting to do that?
Yes, we are. I propose that from the chair. If there's any further comments, can we vote then on that, please? All in favour? Thank you. And the second part, to consider a response in relation to the district council proposal to amend its sill charging schedule.
Well, this isn't currently being consulted upon. It is noted in the local plan, in the draft local plan, it is going to the Development and Infrastructure Committee. It's within the draft local plan wording about how they're going to be amending the sill charging schedule. And that's proposed for to do that around the time when they are submitting the local plan to the inspector. However, they would have to, once they've got a draft amended version, they would then have to consult on it. So we would get an opportunity to do this again and look at the exact wording. But in the meantime,
Very point holding back.
yeah,
I mean, it's hugely disadvantageous to all the settlements which are gonna have most developments, which are all 3 towns plus Oxford, Dunstable, Green. It basically removes their ability to go on community facilities for maximum development.
yes,
Now, I can understand why a county or district council think they need more than do infrastructure for major developments. But the idea that the town and parishes should go and beg for it, I think is wrong. My preference, if they do need more money, my preference would be to go to the legal figure of 15%, which I think is the figure that's in legislation.
you have a
Oh,
adopted neighbourhood
Yeah.
development plan from the 5.
It's true.
Okay. Yes, councillor Skinner.
Do we know what the situation is in Tunbridge St Giles and Maidstone? So,
Currently Mason charged with Tunbridge and Tunbridge going.
so Tunbridge St Giles don't have to sell the
Homosexuality.
And one of our colleagues who lives there advised that when the town and parish council are consulting on planning applications, there's a specific section that says, do you have any recommendations for section 106 negotiation? But it still don't get included in those discussions.
That's in Maidstone.
In Tunbridge.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you want to propose something, councillor Clayton, in response to this? Is where to start. We don't.
Bring it back in 2 weeks' time, give it time.
Well, I think, given that this town council in particular, have been given lead role, some of the infrastructure provision, it is hard to see how they're going to be able to do that if they use all of their funding from the
Yes.
Where is it supposed to come from?
well, unless the district councils are going still simply pass over some of the 26 one. Which they've never done in the past.
No, exactly. Do you want to, well, we.
The idea that you can fund sort of stuff that we do. Out of the 10 houses or less, or 9 houses or less, for the birds.
No, it's not.
Some of those things.
Chair, should we maybe draft something and bring it back to the next one?
I think that'd be a good idea.
Or do you want to do something from the next one?
I think we can, if we've got time to bring it back, we can bring it back.
Yes.
I think it's really important to get this right.
Yes,
Not mushing, so I would suggest that we can have that.
defer, bring it back, because we're,
Sort of thing.
that's right, with a thought through thing, okay, we don't need to back on that.
But can we note for the meetings, so we note for the minutes?
Yes.
I think this report formulation. Will not work
Yes,
either for us or for them.
no, I think we can definitely note that,
Go back. So,
yes, that's probably right.
yeah, we'll pay that tonight.
Yes, absolutely, it's easy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chair, yes, their representatives to talk to the Sevenoaks district health members, try and resurrect that, because obviously, in fact, all the family, she's.
right, moving on. Item 7, Kent Downs Management Plan 2026-31, public consultation. Deferred from the 15th of June to receive reminder that Kent Downs National Landscape is consulting on its 2026-31 management plan, which will be used to influence decisions and priorities for nature recovery, farming, climate action, access and tourism. To note the documents relevant are shown by the following link, and to consider and agree whether the town council submit a formal response, with the deadline to do so being 19th of July this year. When we had this before, I can't remember someone was speaking on this. No, it's probably you, normally. Councillor Clayton. We can bring it back if you wish.
I think our friend was concerned about both about the river and also about the UNESCO.
Yeah.
Yes, you were. You want to bring it back and we think of a proper response? I think so, because it's been a bit busy, hasn't it? So let's do that if we have time to bring it back. And I think probably likewise with number 8, we spoke about bringing this back, the Thames Water public consultation on the draft drought plan 27. This was deferred, but we still have time, I think, to formulate a response. Yes, we'll do that one as well. I think it's worthwhile.
Do we need a mechanism for formulating that, because there were a number of people around the table who were particularly interested in both of those and who all connected to it, so. We'll keep saying we'll bring it back and then get to
Yes.
and not having done it, we won't
We
move
will do it.
forward. So, is it possible that anybody's able to pick those up and take the lead on that? Tony, is that something you can pick up?
You're water as well, aren't you, Fran?
I was happy to leave it, to be honest, that's why we got 2 hours.
I think Councillor Shea is working on the side of other people.
So that's something you can pick up, Tony? Thames Water, thank you.
I don't mind helping if you. Yes,
That's a question on that. The water around here is supplied by South East Water, right?
Yep.
And taken away by Thames Water. Is that a usual situation? There are
Yes.
2 different water companies involved in the 2 halves of the equation.
Yes,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
yes.
It's not uncommon, and in different parts of Kent, there are different combinations of permutations of different providers of the 2 water services. There are 3 or 4,
Yes.
possibly more actors in play.
Can be difficult, okay.
Thames Water drought plan might depend a bit on what the South East Water drought plan is as well, so
Okay,
interesting. Thank you.
councillor.
They're supposed to use different pipes.
Well, that's reassuring.
Yeah.
Or not.
Okay, right, let's move on. Number 9, street naming and numbering. Notification of new addresses, pages 17 to 19, to receive notice and plans for the naming of 6 new dwellings
Okay,
at the former site of Tornar Collie, 1 Ashley Road. The new addresses have been amended as follows: Laurel House, 1 Ashley Road, Chestnut House, 1A Ashley Road, Turner House, 1B Ashley Road, Lucan House, 1C Ashley Road, Burr House, 1B Ashley Road, and Cecil House, 1E Ashley Road. Nice names. Moving on, decision notices on planning applications commented on by us, that's page 21 to 22, I don't think it's anything glaringly to say. Moving on to planning applications, the first one up is councillor Clayton. 54 Cobden Road.
Yep, I can see this. The application is to replace a conservatory at the rear of the road, with a slightly longer garden. And it ties into the existing living space at the back of the house, so the space. It also has a porch side of the house, we use both the garden and the space to come from the door, which is down on the front. The space between number 3 is preserved. And as far as I can see, there's no adverse impact. Well, just better garden. So my recommendation is through.
Thank you. Do we have a second there? Thank you. Any debate? Can we vote then, please? All in favour? Thank you. Moving on. Quarries Parkfield, this is councillor Whiteman. Do you want to do it? Yeah.
So this is quite a park field. So this is a driveway gate and fence replacement with new pedestrian gate, new track gravel pedestrian footpath. Quarries is a large detached house on the north side of Parkfield, in the wilderness conservation area, in subject to extensive internal. One single gate set well back from the road with fencing either side. Applications for double gates a little further forward in the bell mouth, so wider, with a pedestrian gate for the side to provide more security and privacy. Gates will be wooden with small gaps between the planks. There are a wide number of different gate styles in wilderness. The Wilderness Residents Association has no objections. No trees at risk at PPOs. One category C tree will be removed. There's a plan to protect the roots of other trees. The EPO has no objection. The tree officer has now commented and has said, I have read the arboricultural report provided by Sylvan Farm Limited. Providing the recommendation within the report are followed, I have no objective proposal. Should you be of a mind to grant consent, I recommend that landscaping be a condition. I recommend that we approve subject to landscaping being a condition.
Thank you. Can I have a second? Thank you. Any debate? Can we vote then, please? All in favour? Thank you. And again.
Thank you. So this is Brambles Woodland Drive. This is a single story side and rear extension as well as loft conversion with a Juliet balcony at one side, fenestration up and updated fenestration, a new roof lights, internal alterations to suit landscaping and tree removal. Brambles is a large detached house on the north side of Woodland Rise, what is surrounded by hedging and mature trees in the wilderness conservation area. The major proposed change, aside from significant internal renovation, is the addition of a single story extension to the west side and rear. The extension will be towards, but not up to, the side boundary. It presents no overlooking issues, but will contain a golf practice room.
Wow.
A neighbour has expressed concern about noise. The changes to fenestration. And in particular the dual balcony are mainly at the rear and do not seem to present direct overlooking issue. The plans include the removal of 3 poor quality trees, 2 category C and 1 category U. U as in uniform, as opposed to U as in tree. There is a detailed tree report proposing root protection to the remaining trees and planting 3 new trees to maintain the tree canopy. Recommendations: approval subject to 1. The planning officer satisfied that the golf practice room will be sufficiently soundproof so as not to cause a nuisance. 2. The planning officer is satisfied with all materials and finishes. 3. The tree officer is satisfied with the tree report, including the planting of replacement trees.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Thank you. I do not think we have seen one of these before.
No.
An indoor golf, I mean, it sounds amazing,
Yeah.
but.
Just to comment on that, in a completely different location, a friend of mine's neighbour built a golf practice room down the bottom end of his garden, and it is very noisy.
I can imagine it probably.
It
would be.
goes
So,
thump,
okay,
thump,
you
thump
go
all the time.
past.
Hello.
Is this an internal room? Is this literally
This is an internal.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
a sort of.
With a screen so that you can project different golf
Yes.
courses onto it and scores and so on. But
So-
anecdotally, they can be quite noisy.
Yes,
So-
actually, I can imagine that.
language then?
I thought it was.
No, it's
Well, then I think that could be, couldn't it?
So I think the condition is fine.
I think
Yeah.
the condition, absolutely, yeah.
yeah. So I think that's a good condition to have.
Yes,
It is sensible rather than joking.
Yeah, no.
So is the soundproofing sufficiently effective?
Well, not in this case.
That case.
No, although this is not in the wilderness area that I'm talking about, so the houses are a bit close together, maybe.
I think it would be the reverberation that might be.
It's a golf ball hitting something, isn't it? It's gonna hit something.
If it hits the screen.
It's like
Hit something.
cinema screen.
Councillor Shane.
I'm afraid I haven't looked at the design of this in detail. If the room is soundproofed and the doors and windows are closed, then that is fine. But does there need to be something sort of almost operational about how this room is used? Because it would be quite different if it was, weather like last week and the
It's an
windows are
extremely expensive way of.
I don't know,
Practicing.
actually, that's the point.
Presumably that would come into.
What's this?
Would this be a virtual, like a sort of.
Yes, hang on,
Yeah.
one at a time.
So if if there's a noise report, that will take into account exactly the kind of points that you're mentioning when the mosque was being considered. There's a lot of detailed conversations about what would happen to windows open and closed and so on. So I think it's a good point that
It's
Also
also
subject to a report as well. Be soundproofed as per a report
was as demonstrated
by
by a what's they called?
sound report, what do you call them?
Noise.
It's not really sound report.
By an acoustic report.
I think that is important.
I think it is also potential to use such a venue as a sort of games room entertainment place with your friends. So that aspect comes into it as well as just the mechanical sound of
Yeah.
of what happens.
Okay, well, we'll keep it that because that's the use they've said. We say subject.
One more thing, it's quite possible that you might be using it also as a business. So you could be hiring it out to give golf lessons to.
If they do, then they will have to apply for permission to do that. At the moment, we can't say no because we have to take it as it is. Okay. And as it is, the recommendation was what you said, subject to, do you want to say it again?
Yes, so thank you to Councillor Dixon for his expert advice on this issue. And thank you to Councillor Jay for suggesting that we make an amendment so that the one would read, the planning to satisfy that the golf practice room will be sufficiently soundproofed as demonstrated by an acoustic report so as not to cause a nuisance.
Perfect. Any other comments or debate? Can we vote on that then, please? All in favour? Thank you. Moving on, Wills Heights, councillor Granville.
Thank you, Chair. Wills Heights, actually I visited there a couple of weeks ago and it is absolutely lovely. I really approve of this application. It's the provision of patio areas to 13 ground floor bedrooms. With alterations to fenestration, obviously they're going to take the windows out, put doors in. So the proposal comprises the provision of small patio areas accessible from 13 care home bedrooms, ground floor level where no such provision currently exists. The patio areas are to be provided to 7 bedrooms on the northern elevation of the building and 6 bedrooms on the western elevation, and they extend approximately 2 metres from the existing building line on land currently laid to grass. For the patios on the north side of the building, a new pathway is also proposed to connect to the communal garden space. Makes sense. It's also proposed to replace the existing ground floor cafe windows adjacent to the care home entrance with patio doors to provide access to the existing patio area and to enhance usability of the communal cafe space. No other external or internal changes are proposed. As the proposed patio, the reason it's come to us is the proposed patio area will have a collective floor space of more than 25 square metres. So there's a requirement for the proposal to deliver 10% biodiversity net gain, and this is achieved through the provision of new wildflower grassland and planting 4 new trees within the existing land ownership. The scheme also achieves a 14% increase in hedgerow units. That's from their biodiversity impact assessment. Patio area positions so that they won't impact on existing trees or their root protection areas. Actually, there's only one TPO on the site, and that's well away from this. So the comments. The biodiversity impact assessment demonstrated 10.24% increase in biodiversity. It's probably thorough. It was a really thorough document, which I recommend. The existing trees are not affected. It's not in a conservation area and it's not overlooked of or by neighbours. So I recommend approval.
Thank you. Do you have a second? Thank you. Any debate? It sounds lovely, actually. It's a lovely place. Real nice anyway. That's going to make it. Yeah, it's just going to make it even nicer. And those doors for the cafe area, it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, they've been talking about that for a long time. So I think that's definitely great for the residents, especially the wheelchairs.
As you know, too.
Yeah, my mother-in-law was in there till she died. Yeah, I agree with all those.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a lovely place.
I'm slightly worried that there were 16 of us and only 13 plans being provided.
Well, some of you can double up, you know. Okay, all right then. Yes, you could, you could. Any other debates? Can we vote then, please, all in favour? Thank you. Golden House, councillor White, we're going to do that
I
again?
will do. So, Golden House is the last attached house on Blackwall Lane in Seal Parish. We've been sending the application to the adjoining parish. The changes are the modest ones from an already approved application. They're largely on the ground floor with no difference, and only one minor comment from the conservation officer. As such, councillor Whiteman doesn't think we need to comment on it.
Do we need to? No, we don't. Okay, it's fine. Moving on, West Heathstall, Ashgrove Road, councillor Gustard. Okay, I'll do that one. The proposed 2-storey extension to northwest elevation of the main building, incorporating main hall, 6 new classrooms, a servery, WC accommodation and relocation of school main entrance and reception, installation of PV equipment and mechanical plant at roof level, and relocation of boiler fluid to existing building, new hard and soft landscaping. The proposed extension is seeking to fill the void of the main hall since the previous hall was demolished in 2022. The school is also in need of additional classrooms. The application is seeking listed building consent for an application that has already received planning under, we've got there 250108, so it's full planning. Original application went through several revisions before approval in line with the comments from the conservation officer, including a reduction in the amount of glazing. So the recommendation is Sevenoaks Town Council recommended approval, providing the conservation officer confirms their satisfaction with the design. So I'd like to repeat our previous recommendation that a TPO securing protection of the cedar tree submitted and approved by the tree officer. So that's what we said before, with the addition of the protection for the cedar tree. I propose that from the chair. Any comments or debate? Can we vote then, please, or in favour? Thank you. back to the agenda, and we have press releases, I think, we have press releases. Or not? No press releases? No, not today? Okay, thank you very much, everyone. I close the meeting at 19:30. Thank you.
Thank you. I went proud, that's good, that's all.
Over now. We have done it 28 in this.